Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. It seemed like it was just yesterday I was in Dubai talking about Bitcoin being above $80,000, and look at where we are today. Bitcoin pumps to a new record high many times today. And I don't think it's going to stop. And there might be a good chance that we see six figures even tomorrow. That's how fast things are moving. $100,000 next. So let's look at what has happened so far today, what's happening tomorrow, and what's going to happen the rest of this week. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Man, what a day. What a day it has been so far. While this was happening, I was on a plane flying back, a 15-hour flight, and add in another 3 hours, in the airport and all that stuff. Man, I was, time flew by because all I saw was like this and this and this and this and this. It's been absolutely crazy, guys. And those of you guys that stuck with it, that continued to hodl and continued to DCA, you are now obviously feeling good and getting rewarded. And here's the thing, this is just the beginning. We're only about halfway, not even halfway through November, and we're coming real close to $90,000 for Bitcoin. That's why even on the front page of CNBC right now, look at this. Bitcoin is closing at 90,000 for the first time. And the reality is, the way we are going now, I mean, Bitcoin, it's just on fire, obviously. But the reality is, if we're going to have another day like today, tomorrow, how crazy would it be to see $100,000 tomorrow? And it could happen. Asia's waking up right now. They may feel the FOMO. They may be buying soon throughout the night. And then we wake up tomorrow and then Wall Street starts kicking in. And then we're going to see 100,000 Bitcoin. And this is what I called months ago. And I told you guys, I think we will be in six figures before we close out the year. And we are certainly moving in that direction very quickly. And today, man, those stocks that I keep telling you guys about, the ones that are Bitcoin related, MicroStrategy broke through even its .com bubble high, up 26%. Even in the aftermarket, went up another 5%. Sitting at 358, Michael Saylor is laughing all the way to the bank. Market cap at like $70 billion now, and all he did was buy Bitcoin. And I got more news to share. And on top of that, Coinbase up a staggering 19%, another 3% aftermarket. The two hottest stocks, well, two of the five hottest stocks, including Tesla too. Anything right now, obviously after the Trump election and because of Elon's backing and anything that has to do with Bitcoin and crypto, all flying right now. And this is no surprise, right? And if it is, I mean, you guys haven't been watching me. I've been telling you guys. Obviously, as crypto and Bitcoin heats up, the companies that are, involved directly with Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin or holding Bitcoin, and now related to Trump, are all pumping to the moon, right? That's not a surprise. That can't be a surprise. And those of you guys that loaded up beforehand, I mean, obviously, You listened and you are being rewarded for it. It's awesome. And Coinbase has flipped Venmo to be the fourth financial app in the US. But look at number 3, Robinhood, right? Number 2, PayPal. Number 1. Here's the thing. PayPal also allows you to buy crypto. And number 1, Cash App also allows you to buy crypto. So basically, if you look at it, all 4, the top 4 financial apps in the iOS store all allow you to buy Bitcoin and crypto. That's why they're up there. This is the future. If you haven't been paying attention, if you've been living under a rock, start paying attention. Crypto is the future. The newer generation, they're not about buying gold and silver. They're about buying Bitcoin and crypto. It is definitely the future. So if you haven't gotten involved, make sure you start doing so. Make sure you start paying attention because it's still not too late, even though it does seem like Bitcoin is way, way, way too high. It does seem like that, but it's not. Okay, because it's only going to keep on going. It's not going to stop. And today, Bitcoin's market cap surpassed silver once again. It did this in 2021, but silver's market cap been going up. But today, it does not matter. Bitcoin shot up and surpassed silver once again. And it's just going to keep going. Saudi or Amco. And then it'll be like, you know, all the usual guys like Google and Microsoft and Nvidia, Apple, all those guys will be next until Bitcoin is under gold, and it will flip gold soon. Maybe not this cycle, but next cycle it's going to happen because unlike gold, it's rare. It's more scarce. And like I said, newer generation, none of them are lining up to buy gold, right? That's the thing. And soon governments will be buying Bitcoin too. Here's an interesting thing. Bitcoin, will it hit 100K? 41% of people believe it will happen before January. This has to be outdated because it could happen tomorrow. Like we were literally 11K away from 100K and only 41 people believe, 41%. That has to be wrong. That has to be like way, way, way higher than that. So this must have been taken maybe very early in the morning. So, I mean, we're so close. Maybe it doesn't happen tomorrow, but I still think there could be a chance. If I was betting, you know, giving a percentage, I would say it's 50-50. Like the way we went up 10,000 points today, right? So for tomorrow, can we do another 10,000 points? Possibly. Maybe we cool down. You know, I'm not saying it's 100%, but it could. It could, the way we moved today. But, you know, I just thought this is funny. Only 41% people think will happen before January. We're only mid-November. We have an entire month to go. At this point, I don't think anyone doubt that we will hit 100K, right? And here, in case you want to know, right now, Bitcoin is up 25% in November. Some of you guys were disappointed about October, even though I had to remind you guys we were still up 11% October. Some of you guys were disappointed. But you can't be disappointed this month because we're up a staggering 25%. And the month is not over. In 2020, we were up 43%. So are we going to match the last halving November? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. If we match that, we will definitely be in 100K and beyond. And then you look at it in 2020, not only did we have 43% in November, then we followed that up with a 47% in December, If that happened, that means we're ending the year at like $150,000. I mean, if that happened, I may have to retire at the end of 2024, not 2025. That would be crazy. Hey, it could happen. We're following history. Who knows? Who knows? But so far, so good. Okay, what else there? Michael Saylor, we know that he has a ton of money. He raised a lot of money recently, so he finally spent it. He bought 27,200 Bitcoin for at an average price of 74,400. So obviously, you know, he's already in the profit. Bitcoin is at 87,300. Went down a little bit since this morning, but still way in the profit since he bought it. 10,000 in profit per Bitcoin. That's a huge amount already. And he brought his average price up now to 42,700 per Bitcoin, but it does not matter. He will continue to keep buying and buying and buying and buying because he knows that others will continue to do so. But this is what's making his stock pump to the moon. It will keep on going. This has made his company a $70 billion company now. And he has pledged to buy $42 billion more. The man is insane. And by the way, I got to answer some super chats or they're going to expire. DZO, I saw you sent one. Thank you. Ricky says, is 1K Coinbase possible? I mean, considering it's, 333, it is possible. Is that going to be possible by the end of the year? No, but is it possible? Yes, obviously, yes. Mud ups. There are too many coins this cycle. Stick to top 50. That's not a bad choice, but every cycle people say there's too many coins, but some will surprise you. But top 50, that's not a bad strategy. Cruising is asking about Black Lords. Never heard of that. I don't know what that is. I never heard of Black Lords. And you asked it twice. I don't know what that is. All right. Moving forward, Tesla's holding now has risen up to $1 billion, which is great. Unfortunately, they had a lot more. They sold 3/4 of it. So had they not sold 3/4 of it, they would be holding like $4 billion of the Bitcoin. But you know what? To Elon's credit, he held whatever he had remaining, and he hasn't sold it recently, even though there were rumors that he may be because they moved some of this Bitcoin around. But no, he has $1 billion of the Bitcoin. That's just Tesla. He has said in the past that SpaceX also holds Bitcoin. He himself holds Bitcoin. We don't know how much, but it could be substantial, right? And even El Salvador is up to close to 500 million now, which is insane. Up 71%, up 75% just from DCA, right? Again, things are going nuts, nutty, and we're getting more money being pumped in. So today I'll go through a few winners too, not just Bitcoin. There are a few winners as well, but we're getting crazy amount of Tether now being minted, $2 billion being minted, being injected, going to Bitcoin, but also going to a lot of specific alts that are now starting to skyrocket. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. I told you guys, as retail comes back, you're going to see a lot more alts start moving. This mini altcoin season is probably right around the corner. We're starting to see some of it, but Bitcoin is still leading the way. Today's inflow, I'm actually surprised the numbers for today's inflow is not larger, but hey, it's not bad. 357 million. We don't have BlackRock's numbers yet. It could be over $1 billion again. It could be $2 billion today, right? We don't know, but I think these numbers are going to be staggering as as the numbers get higher, more and more people will FOMO in, and it's just going to be like a recursive, like self-sustaining like cycle where the price will cause more inflows, and the more inflows will cause the price to go up. It'll just keep on going. And that is why so many charters are saying Bitcoin is just going to go higher. This giant cup and handle, right? The handle is breaking out. There were so many charts that I've shown you guys over the past few months that say, hey, after this handle part, we're going to shoot up. And that's exactly what's happening. Peter Brand is saying, yeah, we're going to shoot up. Here's another one that's saying, yeah, we're about to shoot up. I mean, there's so many that's saying we're going to shoot up. But here's another one that's really interesting. Bernstein put out this newsletter recap, okay? And here's the thing. Here's like the main headline. Welcome to the crypto bull market. Buy everything you can. Don't fight this. Add crypto exposure ASAP. That's basically true. When you're in a bull market, you basically just buy, okay? You want exposure no matter what, because in a bull market, pretty much everything goes up, right? Right now, we're not a full-blown bull market, but we're about to be. We're about to be. We have very specific alts that are pumping, but pretty soon, it's going to be everything. As Bitcoin gets higher, retail FOMO hits, all FOMO is going to hit, and everything's going to go wild. Look at this prediction. Standard Charter is saying that the entire crypto market cap will go up to 10 trillion. I said that too. I feel like Standard Charter, everyone else is now maybe watching my videos. At least their analysts are, because I've called this too. People have asked me, well, you know, George, where do you think the market cap could be by the end of the cycle? I've said 10 trillion. Very easily. I actually think 10 trillion is conservative. I think it could be higher than that. I think it could actually be like 20 trillion, because that would be like a 10x, a little bit under 10x from where we are now. I think that's very easily doable. But, you know, if we do get to 10 trillion or 20 trillion, do you know how high the alt will be? It'll be like massively high. Solana will be massively high. You guys saw in my video, you know, we saw Cardano pump like 40% out of nowhere, right? We saw some crazy things happen. Today, Doge went massively upwards. In fact, this whole week, 116%. Today, I was longing, you know, like just to share a personal story. I like this whole flight, this whole 15-hour flight. I was just doing all these like longs on Doge and Bitcoin today. I made a ton of money, but mostly on Doge. I mean, Doge, I think I was very wrong about Doge, mostly because I didn't realize the Elon effect once again. Just like in 2021, Doge just went up to the moon in 2021 because of Elon. And this time around again, because of Elon, because of his backing of Trump, now Tesla stock is skyrocketing. And guess what? Doge is skyrocketing. It's the same thing. Now it's halfway to its previous high of 70 cents. And because of it, I think it's going to continue. So like today, Doge just like went up to the moon. Some of the other memes like that was related to Doge was following, but they're just not as strong as Doge. But it's not just Doge, right? Others have done very well. Very specifically, like Avalanche started picking up. I noticed like Aptos started moving today. Near Protocol started moving today. You got just like a lot of random stuff moving. Kronos went up 52% for no apparent reason. From Crypto.com, who's a partner of this channel, but I have no idea why CRO went up today. That's crazy too, right? So we're starting to see Render up 17%. We're starting to see a lot of money, a lot of pumps come in. This is like a precursor to like a mini altcoin season, right? This is what usually happens in a mini altcoin season. WorldCoin went up 20%. And this is what I've been saying. This didn't happen before because there were too much fear, FUD, right? Bitcoin was driven by institutions and retail just like, just so afraid being dumped on. But now that Bitcoin is like way past its previous high, money starting to flow, you see all the whales come in, the tether is flowing, retail's feeling excited, and then they're putting their money in, and now you're seeing random things go up. This is where it starts getting exciting. And normally speaking, after elections is when things get really bullish. And also, normally speaking, November, December are the two most bullish months for markets overall. And, we're after the halving event, which is also the most bullish time after the most bullish time in a cycle. See, this is why I do what I do. A lot of people say, George, you're so repetitive. Why do you say the same thing over and over? The point is to keep you guys in the game for days like this and for the many weeks that will be following days like this moving into 2025, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, my friends. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me see here. I miss cruising. What are your thoughts on gaming tokens this cycle? Well, hopefully they get hotter. So far this year, they were not very hot, but I did see some started moving a little bit. Gaming chains not so much. Avalanche started picking up, which is good. But some like Immutable and Beam, they haven't started moving yet. Hopefully, as the money start flowing, we'll see them start picking up again. Minted T or Mint T, 5 memberships. Awesome. Simple Green, I'm in my second ride with you. First time on Sheeb, this time 90% Bitcoin. Hey, you can't go wrong with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's definitely leading the way. And last time on Sheep, that was a good call too. But today was just absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. It would be more bonkers if Bitcoin went straight up to $100,000 tomorrow. And Chester, a big super chat. Appreciate it, man. Doge is certainly... Look at Doge. Look at Doge. 35 cents. 35 cents. Ever since it broke out of this 22-cent resistance that, I don't know, it formed from since 2021. Now it's just unstoppable. Minty, another 5 gifted membership. Thank you. What does this rotation out of BTC mean? Can you give an example of how that will work? I don't know what you mean. You mean altcoin season? Is that what you mean? I mean, a lot of people will take profits in Bitcoin and start buying alts. Is that what, I think that's what you're asking? Why money will flow out of Bitcoin into alts? Because, people will say, I've made a lot in Bitcoin. I want to make more with some of the smaller cap projects like the alts. That always happens every single cycle. That's why you see dominance go down. You know, I've always said before, like, hey, there will be days where you feel dirty and people didn't like understand what that meant. Like, what do you mean you go feel dirty, right? Like today is one of those days, a preview. Especially if you held some of these coins like Doge or like CRO or something, or even Bitcoin. You're just looking at your portfolio since this morning and now. It's like you just every 10 minutes you see it go up and up and up. After a few hours, you're like, this is gonna stop, right? It has to stop, right? And then it just keeps going up and it doesn't stop. That's what I mean. Minty, appreciate that another super chat. Carpo, however, you could threaten to remove VeChain from DCA portfolio, same with ADA and ETH and Pump. Okay. Minty, thank you again. The gulf between price and supply and exchanges keeps growing. At one point, do the massive institutions run out of backdoor BTC and start buying OTC? I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's hard to know the exact numbers. I still worry. I still worry that these institutions will one day go to, I don't know, one day like these institutions, like especially the funds, will go to like Coinbase and say, hey, I need to buy like $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. And they're going to say, no, sorry, we don't have any. I just wonder what's going to happen then. That has never happened before, but I would just wonder what's going to happen. It's going to happen. I just don't know what they're going to do. It's a scenario that hopefully they have thought of. George with a big super chat. I appreciate it. Am I too late for Floki? No. It hasn't really pumped. It went up a little bit, but not as much as Floki. Is Pepe following ETH or yet not made his run? No, it hasn't made his run either. Jeff, appreciate it. Do you think AVAX will reach its all-time high? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I like AVAX. I do like them a lot. Minty, again, appreciate you. Michael, do you remember a moment your holdings crossed 7 figures? I do. It was sometime in 2021. It was not that long ago. And it was short-lived too, because after that happened, it then went down because the market went down and corrected, and it sucked. And it happened many times. So, you know, it doesn't really feel real until you like actually cash out and spend some of it. But if that happened to you, congratulations, because that's more money than most will ever see in their lifetime. And for you to have that, it's a very special moment. So congrats. Ernesto, you know, I don't know why CRO pumped up so much. I don't know. Maybe I have to research it more. I don't know what's going on in the chain, to be honest. I don't know what's going on in the chain. ADA all-time high. It'll probably get up there. So the reason why I found out ADA pumped is supposedly Charles said he's going to work with the Trump administration on being an advisor for them. I don't know if that's true or not. Hopefully that is true. So again, it's kind of like the Trump hype. So if that happens, then I think, you know, then the pump is warranted, right? But, you know, Cardano always goes through this. In 2021, they also pumped, even though they were very stagnant, non-moving, and then they pumped. So there's always a chance. Always a chance. Minty, appreciate it. Aero Finance is my #1 asset. Doesn't move. It didn't? On a day like today, it didn't move. Yeah, it didn't move today. Well, it's been moving. It's just today it didn't move. Not everything's going to move today. Don't worry. It'll move eventually. Howard, appreciate that. Link, appreciate that. Robert says 763 million inflow from BlackRock. That's actually lower than I expected. I thought it would be like 1 billion plus, but hey, that's still a massive amount. Massive amount. Do you think we are going up too fast? I'd say today was a surprise, but you know, we have seen days like this before, but you know, the reality is Bitcoin is 80,000 something. To move it this much, do you know how much money it takes? I mean, it takes so much money to move Bitcoin like this. In 2021, when Bitcoin was in the 20s and 30s, to move it up to 60s, that took a lot of money. But to move Bitcoin from the 60s to 80s, that takes more money. So, you know, that shows you how much money from traditional finance is coming in. It's nuts. It's nuts. Lucy, you know what? Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know. It's early. But I don't know. I don't think people have like really felt the weight of this yet. It's freaking $88,000 for a Bitcoin. $88,000 for a Bitcoin. Do you know how high that is? Like who can afford to buy that now? Like, who has $88,000 in their bank account to pull out to buy one Bitcoin? That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, it's just so hard to do that now. But yeah, I was the whole time on the plane. I was just I was using BitUnix, and I was just throwing on a ton of leverage and then closing it, and then rolling it, and then reopening it. I was doing that with Bitcoin and Doge for like 15 hours straight, and I made like a crazy amount today. I mean, like on days like today, you really can't lose. As long as you don't go too crazy, you know, on drops like this, you will get liquidated if you go like too heavy into the longs. But if you stick with shorter longs, days like this, you just can't lose. But that's how I got through my day today. What do you think about Echelon Prime? It sounds very familiar, but I don't remember what it was. Very large, 360 million. AI play? AI big data? What? I don't remember what it is. Powering parallel TCG and beyond. It's game? Enables game to leverage blockchain features. Maybe I covered them before? Sorry, I just don't have enough info about them. April, I just mentioned it. You asked about thoughts on your leverage. You just have to be careful, especially as high as we are. Don't go too heavy into it. If you're going to do it, do small amounts. Make sure you set certain stop gaps and just play very safely, especially as high as we are. It could get very volatile very fast. Tread Deca. If Satoshi's gain parity with $1, do you think there could be a layer 2 application that would enable a smaller increment like Finny that is 1/100th of a cent? Eventually. I don't think we need to do that yet because you could divide it up to 8 decimal points. But at some point, if even a single sat is so massive that we need to divide it, maybe they'll figure out something like that. But at this point, I don't think we need to do that. Omar says, I missed your super chat. I'm sorry. I think you have to retype it because I don't see it anymore. Omar, just type whatever you said. BTC dominance is back to 60. The alts haven't started a real run yet. That is true. That is true. We're not in a real altcoin season yet. We have seen blips of certain alts moving, but we will definitely see the entire sector move. But right now it's just like individual ones. L&D trader, welcome. George, with BTC going up this fast, do you think Trump will announce a U.S. buying as soon as he takes over? I don't know. Maybe this is him buying already. I don't think he can, right? He's not president yet. But this whole thing about buying Bitcoin and putting it in the strategic reserve, I mean, if he starts buying it when Bitcoin's at like 150,000, I mean, it's going to be quite expensive. But yeah, I mean, if he starts buying it and he announces he's going to start buying it, that's going to pump it up even more. So I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, today was so good. I wonder if tomorrow's going to be like a breather, or we are just going to keep on going. So honestly, like if you're looking at like, say for example, RSI, we were like sky high 90 on, say, the 1 hour. So it made sense for us to come down a little bit. Even where we are, 73 is still very high. The 4 hour, we were at 90. We're coming down a little bit. So, I mean, so if we're looking at like overbought levels, we are definitely very overbought. We should be coming down a little bit. But you know what? TA works until it doesn't. You know, FOMO trumps TA any day. So if Asia like wants to FOMO in, and then tomorrow Wall Street FOMOs in, it doesn't matter how overbought we are. Bitcoin just going to continue to go up. But if they don't, then maybe we'll retrace a little bit. I mean, we just went so far today. Dre Lake, appreciate it. What do you think about Sonic next 3 to 12 months? They have a chance. They've been hanging around. The rebrand with a new chain that's going to be much faster. They'll be able to compete with other layer 2s better. So they do have a chance, and they have a really good leader. Solana, they have a new online casino. Okay, I'm not a big fan of online casinos. Am I still bullish on Cocky New? Yes. Now that Avalanche is back, I think they have a really good chance of coming back. Avalanche overall is just really weak, but now that they're starting to move, I think memes on Avalanche could do well like Cock. Also, another smaller one like Big Red, I noticed, started really moving. I think they're like 8 million market cap. Hopefully they could blow up to like 100 million like Cock. That would be amazing. But overall, I think Avalanche getting stronger. Everything, like especially the games and the gaming chains, I think they can all start doing well. Minty, appreciate it again. Flying avocado cat. What a name. At least it's not a dumb name. That actually sounds pretty funny. Did you see the Happy Cat meme coin airdrop? No, I did not. I did not. Man, you know, to be honest, I thought by now Bitcoin would like take a bigger breather. Like it, you know, maybe we would fall back to like 85 or something like that. You know, maybe down here or something, take a breather before coming back up, but like it's just so strong. It seems like it wants to hold at 87-ish, 88. But that's okay by me. Sell wall chart. Oh, I totally forgot about it. It seems like I was gone for so long. I'm a little out of it because of the time difference and stuff right now. But it's only been a few days. Yeah, looks like we have a big sell level on the downside. So we're kind of protected over here at 86.3. On the upside, about 90,000. 89.8 is one. You know, we stop right there. So like 90,000. I mean, yeah. Above 95,000, there's really nothing to liquidate. So like 90, you know, going up to about 95. 90 to 95, we basically liquidate all shorts and then there's like no more. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Did I stop by any car dealerships in Dubai? No, I did not. I did not. I will say this conference I was at, it's the first one that they had called like the creators, was it CCC, Content Creators Campus. It was much better than I expected. It was a nice hotel, but they had like 1,000 people there. At least 1,000. I met a lot of guys I knew, but a lot of guys I never met before. And it was actually really good for creators. It was worth the trip, even though the trip was like a 15-hour flight, but still, it was worth it. I actually enjoyed myself. This is what is it? Coin Glass. This is the website, Coin Glass. This website is awesome. It gives you a lot of data. M850 review. Oof. I've never I never driven an 850. I never driven a 8 series before at all. DZO. I'm holding 1.5 Bitcoin. Wife took the other half on a divorce. Would it be reckless to transitioning now to good alt in your opinion? Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, at this point, if I was you, I would just figure out how to buy alts and hold that 1.5, to be honest. I don't think you should sell it. I wouldn't, because I think Bitcoin is still going to run. I think it'd just be better off if you figure out how to earn extra cash so that you could just buy alts instead of repurposing it. Hellroy. It was nice. And yes, there were many there. This time around, there were a lot more people. I don't know why. Last time I went during token, well, I know why. Because last time I went, it was during a flood. That's why. This time there was no flood. Awesome. Austin. I think so. Mari. Oh, did I miss your other chat? We are heading to the moon. It'll be crazy. I think there's a 50-50 chance, even though I think we're too overbought to see it. But, man, the way we move today, can we move another 12,000 points to hit 100,000? I'm going to put a line here. Can we possibly see this tomorrow? I mean, we're not that far off. Imagine if we hit that tomorrow. In the middle of November. I guess if we hit that tomorrow, I would have to plan for that party that a lot of you guys asked for. I would probably plan it for Miami in December then. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. I need a little rest to adjust to the time difference. But today was absolutely incredible. I think tomorrow could be just as incredible, guys. Yeah, today was absolutely great. Get some rest. Enjoy your gains. Tomorrow we could be closing in on $90,000. All signs are pointing at more record highs, and things are looking pretty darn good. This is why we stay in the game, why we continue to HODL, and why we continue to DCA along the way for days like this. And this is just the beginning. We still have 3 weeks left for this month, entire month of December, an entire year of 2025. So imagine that. All right, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.